saying goes, when one door closes, another door opens. And as the Royals have been hit with one injury after another this year, that has also presented one opportunity after another. And tonight, a door opens for Johnny Giavotella. Royals baseball is next on Fox Sports Kansas City. Royals baseball comes to you from Kauffman Stadium, where the Royals are 3-1 on this homestand after beating the first-place White Sox last night 4-2. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. It was an exciting night last night. The Royals pitched well again. They got a big hit with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. But there was also some bad news as Chris Getz is lost for the year with a broken thumb. So Johnny Giavotella gets another shot.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Getzy and the whole entire Royals team because he's been helping a lot. But turn the page. You mentioned opportunity. It awaits all. Second time around, let's see if Gio can show that he deserves to stay for good. Now, we know he can hit that ball. We check out his numbers in Omaha for sure. It's the same as last year. He's a good hitter. But put all the hitting aside, his main job will be to make all the routine plays at second base, and once in a while a good one, but be steady influence on defense to help his team win. That's how he can help.
Royals have a winning series against the Chicago White Sox. They had a winning season series last year, and they'll send their White Sox specialist to the mound tonight, Bruce Chen. We'll talk more about him when we come back. Good year for the White Sox. He's been one of the elite right-hand pitchers in the game over the last 10 years, but not against the Royals, at least in his last 6 starts. He'll be going up against Bruce Chen.
Okay, time for Bruce to know what he can get away with and what he can't. My key report for Bruce is they beat him here before. They lit him up with some long balls, but he's got to stay on the corners. Mix them up, change speeds, keep the ball down, use that breaking ball, and finish him off with high strikes in the zone, but making sure he stays out of the middle. Bruce wants to follow what Mendoza did last night.
Trying to keep the ball in the ballpark and trying to keep Adam Dunn stuck at 399 career home runs. is brought to you by your Kansas City Chevy dealers, the official vehicle of the Kansas City Royals. By the Missouri Lottery. When you play, students win. It's the Royals and the White Sox, and the first pitch is next. Testing 1, 2, 3, 3. Cable, the official TV, internet, and home phone provider of the Kansas City Royals. Royals took game 1 last night 4-2, and now the White Sox this year are only averaging 2.9 runs per game against the Royals. And changes from last night, Dwayne Wise will lead off and play in center field. Alejandro De Aza left with a back strain last night, and Tyler Flowers will do the catching, so it's a rare night off for A.J. Pierzynski. And the White Sox, for the 3rd time this year, will be going up against Bruce Chen.
Okay, Bruce Chen. We're going to see if Bruce can be on his game, and we hope it is. When he's on, he has a good tempo. He mixes up his pitches. He keeps them down in the zone. He hits the corners. He changes speeds, arm angles, everything. He's got about 15 pitches when all's said and done. Find a way to try to eat up some innings. Hopefully he gets some early run support, and Bruce will continue the trend of outstanding starting pitching.
And especially on this homestand, the Royals starters have each gone 7 innings in the 4 games. And the bullpen has only pitched 8 innings so far on the homestand. 0-2 on Dwayne Wise. Bruce facing the White Sox for the 3rd time this year. He lost to Chicago here at Kauffman Stadium on July 13th and got knocked around by the Sox, but then beat Chicago 2 starts ago at U.S. Cellular Field, and he beat Jake Peavy, whom he faces again tonight.
And he did that by doing what we talked about, keeping the ball down. This is a good home running hitting team. He's got to stay out of the middle. Now Bruce has been vulnerable to the long ball, especially off right-handers' bats. He's given up 23 total home runs, 18 of those to right-handed batters.
Still 1-2 on Dwayne Wise.
So one of the reasons Robin Ventura put Wise in that leadoff spot is because in his short little time back here, he's been 3 for 8 with 2 home runs against lefties. So he says, I'm going to go with the veteran left-handed batter here to start things off. And so far, he's doing a lot of swinging.
Right center field, nobody is there, and Kane will have to chase it all the way to the wall. Dwayne Wise looked like he decided before he got to first base that that was going to be a double.
Yep, and maybe he has some leg issues that we're not sure of, but for certain, you hit a ball here at Kauffman Stadium like that, and you're a leadoff guy and you can run, you're looking for 3. But he is doing some stretching out there at second base a little bit. Maybe he felt something as he rounded first base. Looks like he's in a little discomfort. Nothing better if you can run, Ryan, than hitting a gapper, knowing that it's in the gap, and you're hitting first base and you're looking up and seeing it and you're thinking 3 bags all the way. That's fun. Running a triple. But now Youkilis will try to get him over. Do that by hitting the ball to the right side, or, you know, hitter like him, just pull him in and over.
No balls, 2 strikes.
If I'm a hitter facing Bruce, I'm not going to be trying to take him to right field. I'm going to belly up on the dish, and I'm going to look for something up in the zone and looking to turn the fan on and hit one out. So I don't think anybody's out there thinking, oh, I'm going to try to move him over.
That's out of play. Here are the Royals defensively behind Bruce Chen, brought to you by Ford.
Nice crowd tonight. Hopefully they'll be entertained by a spectacular play, and the chances are pretty good that'll happen, especially with Johnny Giavotella back in there at second base. Good for him to work hard in AAA and go out there and work and stay hot with the bat, hitting well over 300. But defense will be his main key.
Youkilis strikes out looking. He thought that was a little high. So Bruce follows the double with his first strikeout.
Okay, Bruce will get away with some strikeouts up in the zone. And that's a good hitting pitch. I think he just fooled Uke. And now Uke has got to go because he got caught thinking. You can't think when you're in the batter's box.
As Adam Dunn digs in, let's bring in Joel Goldberg.
Well, Ryan, you talked about the pitching, and they've got the 4th lowest ERA by a rotation in the American League this month. 4 straight starts of 7 or more innings. Let's put that in perspective. In the months of April and May for the Royals, they had a total of 4 starts of 7 or more innings. Last time they had a run like this, 7 straight back in 2008, led by Zach Greinke and Gil Mesh and Kyle Davies, Brian Bannister, and Luke Hochevar. So it's been a long time. ERA in this stretch here, 2.25 over the last 4 games. Hey, guys, one other thing to keep an eye on. All these fans out here, right center field, I'd say, they've got their Eric Hosmer bobbleheads just lined up along the top of the railing. I don't think there'd be any interference or any issues with the umpires, but see if anybody can knock one of those off.
Good target for Eric on his bobblehead night.
Well, you'd hope that Haas could deliver a nice big hit for him tonight on his bobblehead night. Kind of like what Chipper Jones did in his night. He had 2 home runs out in Atlanta the night they had his bobblehead here just recently.
Wise takes off for third, and he goes in sliding without a throw. That was a stolen base off Bruce Chen. And now it's 3-1 on Adam Dunn.
Okay, so much for the sore hamstring. So you get a jump like that, and you typically can get a bigger lead off of a left-hander. As a lefty, he's looking away from you. It's a little bit easier to steal third. So that's a nice heads-up stolen base there.
Now 3-2 on Dunn, who didn't mean to follow through with that swing.
Dunn's just a .214 hitter with a runner in scoring position this year, so he hasn't really been hot with runners out there. He is 6 for 16 off of Bruce with 1 home run.
Another foul ball, still 3-2. We've had on and off sprinkles here tonight. 81 degrees at first pitch, overcast. There is some rain in the area, but no threat here at Kauffman Stadium, at least in the next hour or so. Game started on time at 6:10. Time and temp brought to you by the parking spot at KCA. Another foul ball from Adam Dunn.
Okay, big spot to get a strikeout for Bruce. Bruce is not known for blowing guys away, but if he could get a strikeout here against Adam Dunn, sure would help his chances to get out of this inning without giving up a run. Big breaking balls he's throwing Adam, maybe you try an elevated fastball here, but make sure it's up.
And now he's fouled off 4 straight.
Okay, runner at third base, Dwayne Wise. He can get a huge lead. Moose is way off here. Okay, so Wise, he can come all the way down here. He can come halfway down the line because no one's going to cover him at third.
And Dunn takes a walk, his league leading 86 of the year. And the White Sox are really working Bruce Chen's pitch count in the first. He's faced 3 batters and he's thrown 19 pitches.
Okay, good eye by Dunn. Really nice plate appearance there. He got some swings in. He'll be ready for his next time up. Now what Bruce is hoping for is that he can keep the ball low enough to where Konerko could hit into a double play. That's what he hopes. Paulie's going to look to elevate.
So 20 pitches for Bruce, 15 strikes. So his high pitch count has nothing to do with his control. And the White Sox have already fouled off 8 of his pitches. Paul Konerko 1 for 4 with a home run last night, coming back from the 7-day disabled list. He had a concussion which he suffered against the Royals on the Royals' last road trip. Hitting his 19th of the year and his 2nd against the Royals this season.
I talked to him today about that freak play over there. I said, I didn't think Dyson packed that big a punch. He says, no, Hud, you know, it was very unusual for me. I played first base for a lot of years and I never had a runner clip me because the play was over there in the hole and I was vulnerable. I was out over the base a little bit and he clipped me with his elbow right across my temple and my nose. And so he said it, you know, he's feeling a lot better now. No symptoms are remaining. So he's very fortunate because we've been hearing a lot about those concussion type symptoms that have put guys out for months. So he's fortunate. Tease him down.
Popped up to the right side.
That'll work.
Giavotella just called up for the game today. Takes care of Paul Konerko. And now first and third with 2 outs. Well, everybody today obviously just felt horrible for Chris Getz with the way he had been playing, the way he had been hitting. So good on defense. And, you know, great show of his character as well. He was getting a lot of playing time before Johnny Giavotella was called up last year. He never complained once. In fact, if anything, he helped out Johnny Giavotella.
That's a mark of a pro and a guy who's confident in his own ability. And it's really unfortunate for him. If he could have stayed healthy the rest of the year, he would have put up some pretty good numbers and really solidifying second base. That's what they need to go with that good pitching they've been getting.
Now Rios to right field, and Bruce Chen works around the leadoff double, the stolen base, and the walk. Lorenzo Cain will lead off for the first time this year. Royals coming up against Jake Peavy. Kane 4 times in his career has led off, but it will be his first this year as Ned Yost wants to get a look at Alex Gordon in the middle of the batting order, and he wanted to get a look at Gerard Dyson Moore leading off Chris Getz, who unfortunately is done for the season, and Lorenzo Cain. So Cain leads off. Johnny Giavotella back from AAA. He will bat ninth. And the Royals will be facing right-hander Jake Peavy.
Hey, they're facing a very intense pitcher. Okay, he's a gamer. He likes to go at guys and challenge them. Now, if you're a hitter, you like that. You want somebody who says, all right, my best against yours. 92, 93 is where he'll stay. Maybe a little bit less at times with a good hard-sinking fastball. Curve, slider, and a change. Different arm angles. And kind of a three-quarter arm slot.
There was a time when Jake Peavy was 4-1 in his career against the Royals, but he has lost 5 of his last 6 starts to KC. So the Royals haven't seen the best of Jake Peavy since he went to the Chicago White Sox. That was in 2009. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Lorenzo Cain.
C.B. Bucknor, home plate umpire in his 14th year. Calling balls and strikes. Kind of has a big strike zone, so you better be hacking. Just like that. Don't let him call you out. Anything on the border, he's going to ring you up. So what Cain's thinking now, leading off, is great. I got a chance to be the first to see this guy. I'm going to get through 4, maybe 5 at-bats tonight. I like leading off, especially if he has any success.
Chopped out to Ramirez. So Peavy opens the game with a ground ball out. And here are the White Sox defensively behind Peavy, brought to you by Ford.
All right, I think everybody knows by now this is the second best fielding percentage team in baseball, 988, behind the Seattle Mariners. Dwayne Wise, you might remember Wise made a leaping catch over the left center field wall in the 9th inning to preserve a perfect game from Mark Burley back in '09. One heck of a defensive play to preserve the perfect game. There he is again in a White Sox uniform, having to cover a lot of ground here at the K. You remember that catch?
I do.
And Ozzie Guillen, then the manager, put him in the 9th inning for defense. And couldn't have picked a better guy. He was ready for it.
0-2 on Alcides Escobar, and I believe at U.S. Cellular Field on the left field, left center wall, they have pictures of all the players that have had their numbers retired, and then there's a spot on the wall where it says the catch. So Dwayne Wise doesn't have his number retired. He's not in the White Sox Hall of Fame, but it was a White Sox Hall of Fame type play.
You make a play like that, you'll never be forgotten. Your name will live forever.
Now Escobar hits a slow roller toward third. Youkilis didn't get the grip right away. That's an infield single for Escobar. So he has a 7-game hitting streak, and he has 3 hits in this series.
All right, off-speed pitch. It wasn't a good pitch to hit, but this is what Escobar can do, especially with 2 strikes. You don't like facing guys like this because typically guys swing and miss that pitch, but when you get the top of it, you got a chance with some speed to get a knock.
That's the 27th time this year Escobar has reached with an infield hit.
Nice. But then if you have those skills, that's good, but it makes you think more highly about Billy Butler.
Base hit into right field for Alex Gordon.
He's scoring him.
Escobar is going to be waved home. No throw to the plate. So Alex Gordon gets his first RBI since moving back to the number 3 spot. And the Royals score against Peavy in the first.
Wow, way to be aggressive. Alex Gordon was ready for it. Early in the count, he's going to get a good pitch by Peavy. He likes to challenge guys, and he was ready. Whistled it right by Dunn. I don't even think Dunn saw it. Look, he didn't even make a move for it. It's like, it's 6'6". He says, I don't think I'm going to bend down after that one. So I knew it was in a perfect spot, and the speed of Escobar was going to score him. And good for Bruce to get him a run.
39 doubles to lead the American League, his 47th RBI. Well, it's not always going to happen this way, but that's what Ned Yost had in mind, moving Alex to the middle of the order, get some guys with speed in front of him, and Billy Butler drilled by Jake Peavy. There's some history between the two. A couple of years ago, Billy Butler hit 2 home runs against Jake Peavy, and Peavy felt that Billy stood and admired one of them a little too long. So with an open base, I guess rather than pitch around him, just put him on with one pitch.
That's right. He'll tell you it got away from him, but I could tell Billy Butler was on his heels when the pitch was on the way. He kind of had an idea that might be coming. He's been red hot, especially against the White Sox and against Peavy. 10 for 25 with 3 home runs against Peavy lifetime.
Ball 1 to Mike Moustakas.
Hitters, Ryan, can sense that. You've been dealing against a guy who's intense, who has a Cy Young on his resume. You know, he's got a little pride in his game. I could tell Billy was, when he took his stride for that pitch, he was leaning back. He knew something was coming in there.
1-1 on Moustakas.
Best thing to do, get that starting pitcher early in the first inning. Now the White Sox, they taxed Bruce Chen's pitch count, made him throw 25 pitches, but Bruce got out of it. Bruce like to make Peavy hurt right here.
You know, it seems like, as you described, the competitive, maybe even the macho thing to do because of the history in the open base, but it's also, in my opinion, Jake Peavy's subtle way of thinking he wasn't going to get Billy Butler out with a runner in scoring position.
It'll be interesting.
I mean, if you want to send a message, strike him out.
I hear you, but I can't wait till Billy toes in there next time.
Still 1-2 on Moustakas. Moustakas was supposed to get last night off and maybe even tonight, but because of the injury to Chris Getz, Tony Abreu, who was starting at third, he had to move over to second. So Moustakas was put in the game, and he was right in the middle in the Royals' 2-run 7th inning that put them in front. And now in the starting lineup tonight.
Hey, he's doing a good job in this at bat right here. He's fouling off some close ones. Every time you foul one off on a pitch that you think maybe you might have missed as a hitter, you're thinking, all right, I got a little piece of it. Is that rain that we're seeing?
Yeah.
Wow, what's that here?
Lo and behold, the earth did not forget how to rain.
Oh, wow.
Although it seemed that way for a long time. Some of the fans are moving up for cover. It is a light rain, but foreign. People have forgotten what this is.
Well, I'll tell you, it sure is a welcome sight.
And no sight of the grounds crew, so at least at the moment, not the type of rain that's going to threaten the game. Moustakas goes into left field, and Wise might have been, or Viciedo rather, may not have picked it up right away, and with a late lunge toward left center for the catch. So 2 on, 2 out.
Okay, you never know. Gordon did the right thing by going halfway, because had he dropped it, he might have had a chance to score.
So now 2 on, 2 out for Francoeur, and Billy Butler isn't the only Royal who has put up big numbers in the past against Jake Peavy. Jeff Francoeur has done the same. In fact, Francoeur has a higher batting average than Butler does. There's a fastball with some good life for a strike. Billy Butler, a .400 hitter. Jeff Francoeur, .407 against Peavy. Good pitch again. Boy, his fastball has some late bite to it.
Yeah, but you know, if you know the umpires, you know their strike zones, you got to be ready to hack, especially with a guy that has a big zone. And Frenchie, in a down season, has only hit a .198 with runners in scoring position, and he's a run producer.
There's his trademark slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Okay, that's a good low strike.
Just those 2 pitches to Francoeur, the fastball on the outside part of the plate and the movement. You know, I said at the top of the broadcast that Jake Peavy's been one of the elite pitchers in the National League and now having his first good year in the American League. We just haven't seen it against the Royals, and we haven't seen pitches like he's thrown to Francoeur. But he's healthy now, and as a result, he's putting up big numbers. But the Royals get him for 1 run in the bottom of the first tonight. Alex Gordon driving in his 47th of the year. Handing out signature Moose Takis antlers to the first 10,000 fans, courtesy of the Kansas City Zoo. That's the Royals and the Minnesota Twins, Saturday, September 1st. Go to Royals.com or call 1-800-6-ROYALS for tickets. So Alex Gordon drives in his first run as a number 3 hitter this year to give Bruce Chen a 1-0 lead. And now Diane Viciedo hits it up into the raindrops, and Escobar is out into shallow left center field to make the play. Viciedo is out, number 1. Still no sign of the grounds crew, and looking at the radar, looks like we're going to be dealing with some light rain for maybe the next hour or so, but nothing real threatening on the radar. So we'll see the grounds crew in between innings going out, probably working on home plate in the pitcher's mound in the area around first base, but for now they're going to play through it. 1-0 on Alexei Ramirez, and Bruce back with a good changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ramirez had a 2-hit game last night. He's been struggling for a while, and even with the 2 hits, he has hit under 200 in his last 11 games. On the outside corner, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hosmer runs to the barrier wall, and it's 3 rows back, 1-2. And a battle for a souvenir. Do you see that? There were 3 involved.
Wow.
Wow, look at that guy.
Just ripped it.
Pulled it right out of
his wife.
Okay, they gave it back to her. Okay. Boy. Two and two on Ramirez. Chicago White Sox have scored just 5 runs in the last 3 games against the Royals. They've seen the best of the Royals pitching lately. Left center field for Lorenzo Cain, and 2 up, 2 down in the 2nd inning. We remind you, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Alex Gordon had been 0 for 11 when he took a swipe at the first pitch he saw from Jake Peavy in the 1st inning and hit a double to drive in Alcides Escobar. And now here's Tyler Flowers, the White Sox backup catcher. He hit an impressive home run, to say the least, on Thursday at Toronto. The White Sox hit 5 home runs in that game, and Tyler Flowers, his home run was 463 feet to left center field at Rogers Center.
I saw it. It went way up there. But really, I think Bruce is okay with Flowers in there instead of AJ Pierzynski, who's a left-handed hitter. But AJ, he's raking him at 424 with a couple of homers. Ventura giving AJ a day off.
That was a swing, no appeal needed. That's Corey Blazer, the first base umpire, and he was standing upright. He was ready to make his call, but CB Bucknor ruled that Flowers went around 1 and 2. Two balls, 2 strikes.
That's a nice save there by Brian Pena, who is Bruce Chinn's personal catcher, because Bruce is comfortable with him. That's why Salvador's not in there. This is a changeup here that he just might have gripped a little bit too hard. Look at that. That's a nice save. Looked like a hockey goalie.
And that's out of play. 2 and 2.
I think some fans, last few foul balls, have had a hard time with the judging with the raindrops. You know, it's hard for players to catch balls when they're looking up into the rain, the rain's falling in your eyes. But fans aren't trained to do that.
Good pitch over the corner. Second strikeout for Bruce Chen. He gets the White Sox in order.
Work your magic, Bruce. It's an illusion.
Missouri, and it's appropriate that they are under the umbrella because they've been involved the past 3 years with the Raining Season, which sponsors and adopts orphan children in Sierra Leone, Africa. Luke is a physical therapist. He and his wife are advocates for the children here in the States and have served on 2 missions trips to Africa through the charity. And tonight enjoying the game in the Buck O'Neil legacy seat, with the Royals leading 1-0 to the bottom of the second inning. Eric Hosmer, 1 ball, 1 strike against Jake Peavy. Royals got an RBI double from Alex Gordon in the first, which drove in Alcides Escobar.
Really, the raining season, that's what they're involved with, and it's raining here at the K, just for them.
1-2. Eric Hosmer, like Mike Moustakas, was not in the starting lineup last night, but like Moustakas, he did appear and came on late and was at first base. No plate appearances. Came on in the 8th and 9th innings in the Royals' 4-2 win over the White Sox. Hosmer, Pena, and Giavotella coming up here in the bottom of the second as it continues to rain at Kauffman Stadium, and Peavy reaches back and strikes out Hosmer with a fastball at 92.
Hosmer looks a little jumpy tonight as you see the raindrops coming. Front foot looks good, though. He's not over striding. He just got beat by another professional pitcher. That's what you tell yourself when you're trying to decipher that strikeout.
Sometimes the pitcher makes pitches.
Not too many hitters you hear will say they'll tip their hat to the pitcher, though.
They say they will. You know, sometimes you just need to tip your cap to the pitcher. Well, then why don't you? Or you can maybe curtsy at the pitcher.
I knew that was coming.
Pena drives it to center field.
Get up.
Lane Wise was shallow, but he runs it down in the warning track.
Oh, he needed a little bit more arroz con pollo for lunch. Yeah, good swing. Right on it. But the wrong part of the yard. Wise, look at his left hand. He's going to put his hand out there. He knows the wall's getting close. Good try.
So 2 down. Here's Johnny Giavotella, and let's bring in Joel.
Well, Johnny certainly excited to be back. He said he was about 10 minutes before game time out in Las Vegas for AAA Omaha last night, stretching, getting ready to go, and got word from Mike Jershely that Chris Getz had just been hurt, and just to sort of stand by. And then shortly after that, very quickly, they scratched him from the game. Caught a flight very early this morning, got in a little bit after 1. Long day of travel from out in Las Vegas. He will take it anytime he can get it. Excited to be back, and hoping too that maybe he won't put as much pressure on himself defensively, and just knowing that unlike earlier in the year, he's going to be out here. He's going to be out playing almost every single day. Take advantage of the opportunity.
Pitching up here is slightly different than down in AAA, so he'll get a dose of that. But he's ready. You would take that call in that flight at 3 o'clock in the morning. You wouldn't care what time of the day it was, anytime, just to go to the show. Where the lights are brighter, there's cameras at every ballpark, everything's on TV, and you got a chance to be seen by all your family throughout the world, wherever they may be. It's quite a thrill. Even though he's been called up before, it still is nice to get that call.
And Peavy makes $1 million pitch to strike him out. Peavy has struck out 3 in 2 innings, but the Royals lead 1-0. Tomorrow afternoon, it's another family fun day Sunday, so bring the kids out for face painters, balloon artists, kids entertainment by Radio Disney, and much more. Sundays at the ballpark is your family destination. Go to Royals.com/Sunday for more information and for tickets. Gordon Beckham will lead off the third inning for Chicago. And the last time Bruce faced the White Sox on August the 17th, Gordon Beckham was leading off. And in fact, he led off the game with a home run against Bruce. He had home runs in back-to-back games. Bruce went on to win that start against Chicago. That's a foul ball off the left field line. After the home run to Beckham, Bruce did not allow another run until the sixth inning. Gave up 2 runs in 6 2/3 innings. Hud was telling you about the July start when the White Sox got to Bruce, scoring 6 runs in just 4 2/3 innings, and that's a rare win for them over the past 2 years, as Bruce Chen has been a White Sox specialist, and last year referred to on a couple of occasions by former White Sox manager Ozzie Guillen as Bruce bleeping Chen. 3 strikeouts for Bruce as he gets Beckham looking.
That's what you like the opponents to say about you. That means that you're up under their skin. And how about painting the black? Painting the black with a changeup.
Bruce up to 89, Peavy up to 94. And Peavy with excellent movement on his pitches. In our Time Warner Cable Ultimate Speed pitch comparison. And now Dwayne Wise into right center field. Jeff Francoeur brings it down. Wise doubled to open the game, so he's 1 for 2. And now Bruce has retired the last 7 White Sox. Get downloads up to 50 megabits per second with Time Warner Cable Ultimate Internet. Two down to Kevin Youkilis, who's now batting at .236. And the Royals have played a role with his low batting average. Youkilis just 2 out of 24 against KC. That was with the, well, he actually missed the Red Sox series. He was on the disabled list when Boston was here earlier. And the Royals will be heading to Boston during the next road trip.
5 of those 14 homers have come against left-handers. But he got Youkilis looking for a strikeout in the first inning. Second hitter of the game. Now second time through, it's got him down 1-2.
Still 1-2. We've been talking about Adam Dunn, 1 home run away from 400. Kevin Youkilis is 1 hit away from 1,000 for his career. Still 1-2.
Okay, when it's steady rain, it presents some difficulties for players who are used to playing in dry climate, hot, warm, baseball weather. The raindrops will form on a hitter's helmet and they'll drip off in your eyes.
Youkilis is out. So Bruce gets the White Sox in order. Now he's retired 8 in a row. who have gotten opportunities either as a starter or a reliever or in the starting lineup because of injuries to other players or a trade. So in our Sprint You Call It question for tonight, who do you think has made the most of his opportunity? Gerard Dyson got a lot of playing time with the injury to Lorenzo Cain. Greg Holland, by way of Joakim Soria's injury, which led to Jonathan Broxton closing, and then Broxton traded away. Holland becoming the Royals closer. Everett Teaford has gotten some starting opportunities because of injuries to the rotation. And the same for Will Smith. So text 432-432, enter keyword Royals, followed by a space, and then A, B, C, or D.
Well, I think all these guys have done well with their opportunities. Some have done better, but I'm going with Will Smith because of this, their need of starting pitching. He took his lumps early, but now he seemed to have found himself and is pitching with confidence, and he's pitching like he belongs. And that's a need for this team here as a starter in the rotation. So that's just my opinion.
Cain grounded out to short first time up. Adam Dunn at first base tonight. Runs into the dugout suite. Still 2-2.
What do you think, Ryan?
I'm going to go with Will Smith too. I mean, I think Greg Holland, I think he eventually would have gotten a shot as a closer. It just happened sooner because of the injury to Soria and the trade of Broxton. But yeah, Will Smith, I mean, without an injury, Will Smith's probably pitching in AAA right now, which is just fine, continuing to grow as a young pitcher. But yeah, I agree with you. He's really made the most of his second time in the big leagues. He obviously absorbed a lot of information the first time here and put that to work when he went to AAA, and he has been consistent and solid for the Royals since.
And we love to have the fans' input. That's why I like this question. Fans that are listening and are passionate about their Royals, it's nice to hear their input in our broadcast.
Popped up. Flowers didn't see it right away. Peavy slipped as he came in, and Flowers dropped it.
Well, I started talking about what rain does in baseball games, and the obvious is what we just saw. It's dangerous for the players. They lose their footing. Run that ball. Let's go. Got to run. There you go. Got to get over there to first. You never know. And it was a tough ball for Flowers. And Peavy, he wanted to help him, but he locked it up, and when he did, he went down. Fortunately, everybody's okay, but it's a tough play there. And it'll be a tough error.
It's only the 54th committed by the White Sox this year. That's the second fewest in the American League. So leadoff man on. Leadoff man with speed is on, and now Alcides Escobar. Escobar against Jake Peavy. 2 starts ago against the White Sox righty, hit 2 home runs. His first and only multi-home run game in the big leagues. And tonight had an infield single and scored on Alex Gordon's double. And Escobar to left field again, into the corner. Foul. So close.
Oh, and he's trying to hit his 3rd home run off of Peavy. There's one at the K earlier in the season when it was dry and hot, and he got him again in the gap. Good swing, and he almost got him there.
And a curtain call.
Okay, it's coming down pretty good. The bats are wet. The ball gets wet, so that can be dangerous for hitters when the ball slips out of the pitcher's hand. Talked about the raindrops that fall off your helmet, which is a distraction for the 10 seconds you're trying to keep your focus in that batter's box. The footing. But once they usually start a big league game, it's got to really come down for them to stop it.
to Beckham. Kane stumbled going back to first, and the White Sox turn it into a double play.
Boy, that really fired up Peavy. Doesn't need much to do that, but as you see Kane, he went and he slipped and he fell down. Now you don't even need to take 2 or 3 steps when you see a ball like that. You got to freeze on a liner. Dunn did a nice job of picking it out of the dirt.
So it's Alex Gordon with 2 outs, nobody on. First pitch Alex saw from Peavy in the first. He lined into the right field corner for his 39th double, and he drove in Alcides Escobar.
Peavy will throw that one off. It's wet. You'll see hitters dry their baseball bat, usually under their armpit or between their legs.
Behind third, Youkilis is out, and that dropped. So the double play was big. Alex trying to stretch it into a double, and he is out.
He dropped it. He's safe.
Now they're changing the call, and a good call. Bill Miller, second base umpire, he saw the tag being applied, but he didn't realize the ball had come out of Beckham's glove.
Viciedo has a really good throwing arm. Gordon challenged him, but the ball was a snow cone. See, it's in the end of his glove, and I didn't think he was going to be able to hold on to it. Now, the umpire couldn't see it. That's because it was on the ground. But whenever you're a fielder and you catch that ball in the end of your glove like that, all it takes is a little jarring of it and a hard slide by Gordon there head first. And they keep the inning alive.
And that will be scored a single. And an error on Beckham. How about that? Wow. And now Billy Butler, who takes way outside, ball 1. Peavy with the runner at second base and 1 out in the first. Rather than pitching Butler carefully, drilled him on the left hip. So 2 errors in the inning for the White Sox. 2 balls and no strikes.
Sox have committed multiple errors just 8 times this season. Now make it 9.
Two and 1 on Billy. He is 10 out of 25 in his career against Peavy with 3 home runs. And he has homered in 3 of his last 4 games against the White Sox.
Hey, you want to make it hurt, that error right here. And Billy wants to get him back for getting hurt. There it is.
Line to right. Rios plays it on a bounce. Alex coming around third, and he is safe with a head first slide.
That's how you make it hurt. A lousy single with some topspin on it. Good focus. 2-1 pitch. Peavy gave him something out over the plate. Gordon, you see him at the bottom of your screen coming around. Eddie Rodriguez sending him. I like this. It was going to be close. If that ball is on the third base side of the plate, he'd have been out. Good head first slide. Gets his fingers in there just in time. CB Bucknor, look at him. Safe right on the call. Like that. He almost left his feet. Nice to see a passionate call out of CB.
And that ball hit Moustakas. Or did it?
It was close.
I just saw Buckner throw his arms in the air as if to say it was a dead ball, which shouldn't be a dead ball. If it didn't hit Moustakas, it's a live ball.
I think Moose says, you know what, I want to knock the run in. I don't want to hit by pitch.
Or maybe he was just throwing his arms in the air as he was trying to get out of the way. Moustakas flied to left in the first inning. That's down and in. 2 balls and no strikes.
Make those errors hurt. Now, because the White Sox have not made a whole lot of errors this year, and with the second best fielding percentage, it's no wonder that the Chicago White Sox have allowed a major league low 22 unearned runs. So that will be an unearned run that Billy knocked in, make it 23.
And it could have been a lot worse in the inning as Kane reached on an error by the catcher Flowers on a pop-up, and then Escobar lined into a double play. So there have been 2 errors in the inning, but only resulting in 1 run so far. Three and one.
You'll see Jake Beebe talking to himself lots of times out there on the mound. He's got some intensity to him, and he'll talk to himself. Sometimes hitters think that he's talking to them, but he's not.
Ooh, Moustakas had a good swing. 3 and 2. Ed Yost used the words yesterday, grinding. Mike Moustakas has been grinding lately, which means a player's working really hard, but maybe it's not going as smooth as they want it to, and sometimes that's good for a day off or 2, just to relax the muscles and the mental muscle. Right field, Rios coming up. He'll have to play that on a bounce, and it skips by him. And Moustakas is going to try for 3. He is safe. Another ball is dropped on the infield. So it's a single, an error on Rios, the 3rd error of the inning, and the White Sox, it looked like at the end there, Hud, they should have had Moustakas at 3rd, but Youkilis wasn't able to secure the throw.
Good piece of hitting by Moose. It's off the end of the bat, sinking quickly. Rios made the mistake of coming in thinking he could catch it, and then he couldn't back up in time. Play the hop off the wet surface here. Gets by him. Moose was able to get in there. It was a great throw by Gordon, the second baseman. Gordon Beckham. Nice throw. Uke couldn't handle it. Another error. When it rains, it pours.
Literally and figuratively.
That's right. Baseball, everything comes in bunches for some reason. Hard to explain.
So it's a 3-error inning for the White Sox. 1 ball, 1 strike on Francoeur. Flowers, the catcher, has committed an error. That was dropping a pop-up from Kane. Second baseman Gordon Beckham has committed an error. That was dropping a throw from left field. And now Rios an error, letting a single skip by him for more bases. Ooh. Off of Peavy over to Ramirez, and that's in time to end the inning.
Ooh, man, that hit off his shoulder.
2 runs, 3 hits, 3 errors for the White Sox, and a 3-0 Royals lead. Taking advantage of opportunities this year to get into the lineup or into the rotation. How about the Royals taking advantage of some Chicago errors tonight?
Some rare miscues by a good defense. It happens. And that's what you do. Make it hurt. Give Bruce a little bit of a cushion there as he continues to roll.
Both of those runs scored by the Royals in the third, to say the least, unearned. Alex has gotten his uniform dirty tonight.
I was just going to say that looks beautiful.
That looks like a football player who just got done playing in the mud. Who has taken the most advantage of his opportunities so far this year? 35%, going with Will Smith, followed by Greg Holland at 27%. We appreciate you texting in. Keep voting, and we'll update the results again later tonight. So a 3-0 lead for Bruce Chen as he drops a curve in for a strike to Adam Dunn. Those two had quite a battle in the first, with Adam Dunn fouling off 4 straight pitches and eventually reaching with a walk.
Wonder who in the clubhouse of the Royals has to clean those uniforms like that. That dirt with water on it like that, not going to be easy to come clean. Is that Patrick Gorman, the assistant equipment manager, or is that Tom Walsh that has to do that, I wonder?
Well, Tom Walsh, affectionately known as T-Man, his first responsibility is the umpire's room. He rubs up the baseballs before every game and has done so for years, but also part of the clubhouse crew. Pat Gorman's been here for a long time. We're about to advertise KU Day tomorrow. Pat Gorman, a very proud Jayhawk. As is, I think, just about everybody in the Royals clubhouse. You talk about tense. Walk through the Royals clubhouse in spring training during March Madness. And oftentimes you don't even need to check the scores of the basketball games. The guys in the clubhouse will tell you how well things are going for KU or not. KU Day is tomorrow, and remember, the first 750 fans that bring their KU ticket to the table inside Gate B will get a limited edition Crimson and Blue KC cap presented by Fox Sports Kansas City and Kansas Sampler. And another foul ball off to the third base side. This one's in the seats. And remember, arrive early tomorrow. You'll meet new football coach Charlie Weiss and select student athletes. Saw Nick Collison was here before the game today. Former KU basketball player, now in the NBA. That would be a faded 2011 championship t-shirt. Another foul ball from Adam Dunn.
Little triangle defense over here. They're playing Dunn on, speaking of basketball.
Four strikeouts for Bruce Chen, and the first time he has struck out Adam Dunn. For Dunn, that's his league-leading 172nd strikeout of the year.
Look at all those pitches, 8 of them. Bruce on the outer half of the plate there for the last one on the 9th to strike him out. Perfect location. Bruce now, he's on a run, retiring some guys, hadn't he? How many's he got?
9 in a row.
Ooh, stay hot, Bruce.
And that run began with Paul Konerko, who popped to second in the first inning. We were talking last inning about when a player is given the label of a grinder, just forcing things, making things happen, even if it isn't very smooth. Well, Paul Konerko has put up good numbers this year, and he's had to grind through the 2012 season. He has had a minor surgical procedure on his left wrist. During interleague play with the Cubs, he was hit in the face by a pitch from Jeff Smarja. And he just came back from the disabled list yesterday. He was out with a concussion. That would be the definition of a grinding season, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Three and one. Konerko hit his 19th home run of the year last night. His first game back from the disabled list. And he hits that into the left field corner. Alex is there. And there are two down in the fourth, and now make it 10 in a row, retired by Bruce Chen. Now, Bruce has been around a while. He's been in the big league since 1998. He's 35 years old. He's very honest with his assessment of why he's pitched so well in the past against the White Sox. And he simply said, well, they have such a good lineup that maybe I just concentrate more on each pitch, knowing that up and down the lineup, one mistake could turn into a run. One mistake could turn into a home run. And it doesn't mean he doesn't focus against a lesser team on offense, but let's face it, there are some teams that just require more concentration.
Well, what I like about that is at least he gave you something. Some guys will say, I don't know, I can't tell you why. But Bruce is a smart guy. Fun, great personality. Very popular in the Royals clubhouse. Likes to tell jokes. If you have any good ones, you could tell it to him. He'll appreciate that.
That's out of play. Still 1-2 on Rios. Bruce has been particularly good against the White Sox in Chicago. He is 4-0 over his last 4 starts at U.S. Cellular Field, with an ERA of about 1, as in 1.0. And you really have to concentrate there, because that's a much more hitter-friendly ballpark than Kauffman Stadium is. This is a much more forgiving ballpark for pitchers. Bruce has retired the last 11 White Sox hitters going back to the first inning, chewing his gum with confidence and enjoying a 3-0 lead.
I'll say.
Is brought to you by your Midwest Ford dealer and by AT&T, the world's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. It is a gray night, but that is a relief based on how hot it's been lately. And we've had some rain tonight, and the rain extends from here to just east of Tonganoxie, and nothing very heavy in the forecast, just a steady drizzle. It has stopped for the moment, so many of the fans that had run for cover when it was raining, now they're trying to make their way back down to their lower level seats. As the Royals lead 3-0 going into the bottom of the fourth. Eric Hosmer struck out first time up against PV and fouls the first pitch away, leading off the bottom of the fourth. Alex Gordon doubled in a run in the first. Billy Butler and Mike Moustakas drove in runs in the third. 0-2.
Hey, in between innings, Trevor Vance's groundskeeping crew came out, sprinkled a little diamond dust around the home plate, a little bit around the pitcher's mound to help the footing.
1-2. That is the lighter colored dirt-like substance around home plate, which absorbs the moisture. Two balls, two strikes.
It's made up of a lot of different things, but mainly a little bit of sand, a little bit of sawdust.
Full count. And Hosmer is caught looking, so trying to come back from 0-2. He filled out the count, but Phoebe gets him with a backdoor slider and strikes him out for a second time tonight. Hey, parents, sign your kids up for Sluggers Blue Crew. They'll get some great stuff as they head back to school. Presented by U.S. Toy. For just $20, members receive a batting practice jersey, a backpack, a water bottle, ticket vouchers, front of the line access for every Sunday fun run, and much more. And you can join right now at Royals.com/Blue Crew or by going to the U.S. Toy Store in Leawood.
A lot of youngsters out there taking in this Saturday evening game.
0-1 on Brian Pena, who may have lost a home run to a combination of the Kauffman Stadium dimensions and the rain. A lot of Pittsburgh Pirates fans here tonight. And now Brian breaks his bat, and it's 0-2.
All right, it's an inside fastball with a buzzsaw. Sawed him off.
Speaking of the Pirates, they're trying to fight off the Cardinals. That was the national game on Fox today. The Cardinals beat the Pirates, so they're just one game back of Pittsburgh for second place in the Central. Rios brings it down in right field as we're starting to get a little bit of sunlight. Brian Pena's 0 for 2.
And that ball went up, hard to see, and then all of a sudden it became alive because it got high enough over the stadium that sunshine hit it.
Two down to Johnny Giavotella. Second time that Giavotella has been with the Royals. He played in 21 games between May the 9th and June the 10th. Oh, and 2. Giavotella last year getting to the big leagues for the first time with the Royals. Didn't have a big year. He had some flashes at the major league level on offense. He had 247, but then we found out after the season was over that he was affected by a bad right hip, which required surgery. So that would be his back leg. And while hitters like to muscle up with their arms and their chest, a lot of the power comes from the legs, and Giavotella hit 247 basically with one hip.
Tough guy. He's a grinder.
PV strikes him out for a second time. That's 5 for PV. But at the end of 4 at Kauffman Stadium, the Royals lead the White Sox 3-0. The Royals took game 1 last night 4-2, and here's what the Royals have done on the mound in August. The Royals are 10-6 this month after a very bad month of July. The Royals have the second best ERA in the league in August, the second most wins, the second best WHIP, which is walks and hits per innings pitched, so very few base runners, second most innings pitched, and the second most saves. Royals have already matched their win total in August of last year. There's a base hit from Diane Viciedo that snaps the string. Bruce Chen had retired 11 in a row. Viciedo's 1 for 2. So 10-6 in August, and August has been a bad month for the Royals historically. They have not had a winning month of August since 2000, and that year they just barely had a winning month. They were 15-14. So when you talk about the dog days of August, that has some serious meaning in Kansas City to the Royals. And now strike to Alexei Ramirez. Let's go to Joel.
Well, Ryan, we know about the loss of Chris Getz, and it's interesting, of any player that's started more than 50 games this year at a position, Chris Getz is the only one on this team where there was a winning record when he started. They were 30-25. Talking to Jeff Francoeur about him, he said it's a huge loss just because of the energy that he brought.
Ramirez to left field. Viciedo will stop at second, and the White Sox have 2 on and nobody out.
So, Ryan, a huge loss for the energy, the professionalism, and just the season he was having. And then the interesting thing to me was talking to Eddie Rodriguez, who had said that one of the things that Chris Getz brought was just a familiarity with the opposing team's hitters and his own pitchers, really knowing the way his pitchers were going to pitch a hitter, where the hitters might be hitting. And it was almost like Eddie didn't necessarily have to position Getz all the time because he was able to read that. With that said, he said Johnny Giavotella is a quick learner, hard worker. They're not asking for Gold Glove defense. They're not asking for highlight reel plays. Make the routine plays. Catch it, throw it, turn the routine double plays. Everything will be fine.
All right, Joel, ball one inside to Tyler Flowers. And Hud, I know every second baseman does this to some degree. You know, pays attention to what the signs are that the catcher's giving the pitcher so they can adjust one step or another. But I don't know if I've ever seen a second baseman run to the mound as many times as Chris Getz did. Every time it seemed the catcher went to the mound because he wanted to be in on the conversation. What are we trying to do here? Are we changing the signs? He was really focused defensively.
Yeah, and they'll miss that. But like Joel just said, if Johnny can just, make the plays he's supposed to make, it'll be okay. So Bruce needs a ground ball double play here.
Now he's ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, and he struck out Flowers looking in the second inning. Bruce has struck out 4 tonight. Vicieto's leadoff single was the first hit for the White Sox since Wise opened the game with a double. Diving play, Moustakas out at second. No double play, but man, who cares? The Royals are lucky they got 1 out of that. Ramirez is cut down at second base on another great diving stop by Mike Moustakas.
Man, and I mean, he really had to stretch all lengths to get to that. I mean, I thought that ball was by him. Gio, nice job of trying to turn 2 there. Look at Moose. He gets that glove to his hand for the transfer quickly. That's the key of turning 2. You got to be quick. And that's a nice try by Gio.
So first and third, and now Beckham, shallow center field. Vicieto's tagging. Kane comes up throwing. Vicieto stops, and there are 2 down.
Yeah. Guys that have good arms like plays like this. Medium depth. He started charging in. He says, wait, I got to wait back a little bit so I can get some momentum coming in on the catch. And Pena knew the runner wasn't coming, so he moved up and he trapped it so it wouldn't get by him. .32 outfield assists the Royals have this year, most in the majors. Joe McEwen, third base coach of the White Sox, respects that.
Former Royal Joe McEwen, he was here in 2005, and we were just talking about Chris Getz, who came up through the White Sox system. And when you talk to him about coaches that really had an influence on him as a minor leaguer, he will begin with Joe McEwen. Well, he was just a joy to have around that 2005 season, and there wasn't much to be joyful about in 05.
Right.
A slow roller to Giovitella, and Bruce Chen again works around a couple of base runners. Got a big lift on the diving play by Moustakas, and the White Sox are scoreless.
Relievers all rely on this great defense. Kane saves the run right there. Pena, good job of coming up and trapping that ball so it wouldn't get away from him. And Bruce keeps the White Sox scoreless, along with the defense.
Lorenzo leading off for the first time this year, the 5th time in his career. He is grounded to short and reached on an error. 2 for 4 last night. And Lorenzo showcasing what he brings to the lineup. Power and speed. He homered and he stole a base. Kane, Escobar, and Gordon coming up in the 5th. 1 ball, 1 strike. Peavy hasn't walked a Royal yet, and he has struck out 5. One and 2. Peavy started the year at 6-1, and now he's just 3-7 in his last 11 starts, and a lot of that is not his doing or just his doing, as Rios makes a play in right field, and it's a reflection of what's happening tonight. The White Sox have just not been giving him run support lately. They haven't given him any support in the first 5 innings tonight, and over that stretch where he's gone 3-7, the White Sox have scored on average fewer than 3 runs per game for him.
Well, and what that does is it puts pressure on Peavy to execute the pitch that he needs to. I mean, every pitch is important for him. He can't give up any more runs, so it puts a little extra pressure on him. Any pitcher that doesn't get run support.
One and one on Alcides Escobar, who is hitting over .460 this year against the White Sox. 1 for 2 tonight with a single and a run scored. Peavy trying to pitch him inside, and it's 2-1. Escobar nearly hit a home run to left field last time up, and Escobar has a 2 home run game against Peavy this year. Deep short, Ramirez unloads a throw, but it's not close. Alcides Escobar now has 28 infield hits this year, and 2 of them tonight.
All right, he'll take it. I believe that's a winner in the hot wash. Good try, though. Look at Ramirez. Quick hands. Good practice there, but Escobar, he could have walked into first.
Congratulations, Hud.
Thanks.
And you were the Lone Ranger for that category, weren't you?
I saw everybody going on the one sure thing. I don't remember exactly what it was, but
bullpen would have 3 or more strikeouts.
Right, now that's very possible that
so you weren't jumping off that bridge, huh?
I went with Esky. I think Esky's got a lot of ways to help you be a winner on that sucker. Okay. Multi-hit game, and there it is.
Alex had been 0 for 11 when he stepped in the box in the first inning. He doubled to right, his 39th double of the year, and drove in Escobar, and then he singled and scored in the Royals' 2-run third. That was ruled a single and an error. Could have easily been scored a second double of the game, but the throw from left field as Alex was taking second in the third was dropped by second baseman Beckham. And now as we look off to the northwest, we see some blue sky approaching Kauffman Stadium. One ball, 1 strike. White Sox committed 3 errors in the Royals' 2-run third, so all of the runs, all 2 of those runs were unearned. That is not the worst single inning in the big leagues this season. The New York Mets, they have had a 4-error inning. 1 and 2 on Alex.
Hey, look at it. Downpour rain. Tough chance even when it's not raining. Gordon goes in there. Umpire calls him out. Didn't see it. Gordon dropped the ball. Gordon Beckham. And there's another one by Rios. And the Royals took advantage of it. Scored a couple runs.
Escobar takes off, and Flowers lost the grip, to say the least. And Escobar steals his 24th of the year. What were you saying about wet baseballs?
A lot of things can happen. Flowers tried to get it out of his glove, and he missed it. Now, short hop pick. It's in his glove there, but the transfer, something went wrong. Actually, on the throw, he whiffed it.
And Alex is down on strikes. That is 6 for PV, and 2 down in the 5th. Time for our AT&T trivia question for tonight. And it is, who was the last to be manager of the year in his first year with the team?
In either league?
In either league? All of baseball.
Bob Brenly. Diamondbacks.
That would be a good one, considering they won the World Series. But that is voted on before the playoffs. I've been told that Bob Brenly was an excellent guess, but incorrect.
Okay, we'll keep trying.
How about Larry Dierker?
Houston Astros.
Incorrect. 1 and 2 on Billy Butler. A fan brought his glove, and he deserves to take a bow.
Hello, baby. That's why you bring your glove to the yard.
Everybody laughed at him when they picked him up tonight. He got in the car with his glove. Who's laughing now?
That's right. They were bagging him.
2 and 2 on Billy. Drove in one of the 2 runs, and the Royals 2-run third. There you go. Big smile on his face. Absolutely.
That's right. Right in front of little brother, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember when we were laughing at him when he had his glove?
That's beautiful. You sit down low, bring a glove.
Three balls, 2 strikes.
Billy can stay hot. He had a nice RBI single in his last at bat.
Still 3 and 2.
Well, he gave him a pitch there. Billy just missed it. Peavy's not a guy that's going to try to nibble around the plate. He's going to come right at you. Peavy would look good in a Royals uniform.
And Billy muscles it to right field. Escobar is around third. He is in there. Butler is driven in 2 since Peavy drilled him back in the first inning.
Again, Eddie Rodriguez, the third base coach, says, you know what? I think you can score on this. Rios has a great throwing arm, and he challenged him. Now, Escobar gets this because of the late slide. If he would have slid sooner, it would have slowed him down. Flowers would have got the tag on him, but he slides late. Beautifully done. And Escobar has got some Kaufman dirt all over him, too. Nice.
So 4-0 Royals, and 3 of the 4 runs have come with 2 outs. Pulled foul by Mike Moustakas. He drove in a run with a single to right. in the third inning. He is 1 for 2. Inside, 1-1.
Look at that uni. Love it.
Be a busy night in the laundry room tonight.
It's going to be.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Got to wash those in cold water. Maybe put some kind of formula on them, you know, to scrub it out, make it Tide clean. You know, they have certain remedies they do to get those things clean. I'll have to find that out.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, there's quite a few candidates tonight. You got Escobar, you got Moustakas, you got Alex Gordon. They're carrying around a lot of the infield dirt.
I'd love to see Gordon get some grass stains on him next.
Lorenzo Cain. Full count on Moustakas. 25 pitch inning for Peavy.
All Gordon really has to do is do a head first slide on his left side, and you would be able to see his number or anything on the front of his jersey.
Butler runs, and now Moustakas walks. That's Peavy's first. The Royals have worn him down tonight with 4 runs, 7 hits. His defense has worn him down with 3 errors. And now another long inning for him as far as pitch count goes. And here we are with just 2 outs in the 5th inning, and he's coming up on 100 pitches already.
Yep, you're right. They're working him. Frenchie had some bad luck last time up. He hit a ball, glanced off Peavy's right shoulder, right to Ramirez, and threw him out. Would have knocked in a run.
With 1 out, Escobar reached with an infield single. He stole second with 2 outs. Butler drove him in, and Moustakas follows with a walk. And Francoeur hits it well to right center field. It's a long run for Wise, but he will catch up to it, and that will end the inning. Another 2-out run for the Royals. And for the second time tonight, it's Billy Butler coming through with 2 outs. At the end of 5, the Royals lead Chicago 4-0. tonight, but he's also worked out of it.
Absolutely. And you know, you're going to do that making some pitches, but also using your defense. The first and fifth innings were challenging defense. Here it is in the fifth inning, challenging for him. Base hit, another knock, and this play by Moose. That started turning the momentum in Bruce's favor. And then the sac fly that Beckham thought he had didn't happen. Here we are, Bruce back in the action.
And the Royals continue to play well against the White Sox this year. 6-4, now on their way to their 7th win against them.
The White Sox don't even want to see a royal blue uniform anywhere in the near future, but they have to. But they have a lot of respect for this team that plays hard, down and dirty, executes, and this is a scrappy team. They make plays on defense, and during this particular spell where they're 10-6 in this month, they're getting great starting pitching. They're stealing bases, and they're defending very well. Just one error in their last 11 games.
1-2 on Kevin Youkilis, who was struck out and grounded to short against Bruce Chen. One hop right at Moustakas. So they're saying Moose. White Sox fans are saying Uke. We say out number one. And Youkilis is still one hit shy of 1,000 for his career. Adam Dunn still one home run shy of 400 for his career. He is struck out and walked tonight. He leads the league in both of those categories. 86 walks, 172 strikeouts. Inside, ball one.
So the right side of the infield all shifted over. Escobar playing over there on the second base side. Gio's playing a shallow right. Hosmer's deep on the cut of the grass.
That was a swing on appeal to third base umpire Dan Isonia. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Adam Dunn is a large human being. I mean, shaking hands with him.
They were not playing him to left center field, so that'll be an easy double for Adam Dunn, who has more home runs by a long shot than he does doubles. 34 home runs. That's just his 15th double.
But what a gentle giant. Nice guy.
The last to be named manager of the year in his first year with the team.
Buck Showalter.
Joe Girardi, that's right, and that would be his only year with the Florida Marlins. Remember, he was fired at the end of the year and was a Yankee broadcaster for 1 year, and then he replaced Joe Torre in New York.
Okay, Al, you win. It's a rare night, but we got to give you the carrot once in a while. Begrudgingly.
Konerko's popped to second, flied out to left. Third ball is down and in, 2 balls and no strikes.
Might take a couple of singles to score Dunn from second, but Bruce wants to keep the ball down here for sure. Ugh. Change up, but good spot. He knew he was looking for a fastball out over. Talk about a real professional hitter and a professional guy, Paul Konerko. He's one of the tops. Goes about his work. Works hard. Uh-oh.
Deep left center. And Paul Konerko has hit his second home run of the series. And that cuts the deficit in half for Chicago. It's 4-2.
And I was feeling that was a possibility in that at-bat. Falling behind 2-0, change up on the outer half. Konerko's looking up, out over the hitting zone for something he can do exactly that. He's a run producer and a premium one, and that's a batting practice fastball saying hit me out. Now, not exactly speed-wise, but it's right down the middle. So not well located by Bruce, and that's a rare mistake we've seen tonight. So Ned Yost will get a little action up in the bullpen.
That's the 24th home run allowed by Chen this year, and his 5th to the White Sox. Now Rios is way out in front and fouls it into the upper deck. Rios has flied out twice. Kelvin Herrera, who pitched the 8th inning last night, the bridge between Mendoza and Holland, he's warming up in the 6th inning tonight. Nobody on, 1 out. Hit hard to center. Kane had to pivot. Thought that ball was going to be more shallow than it was, so he was charging in, had to stop and go back. 2 down.
Toughest ball for a center fielder to catch. A line shot directly over your head. You don't know the spin on the ball. It stays true. It's straight. It doesn't hook to either side when a guy squares a ball up like that. But do you come in or do you go back? And Lorenzo made the right decision at the last minute.
Curve for a strike to Viciedo. Viciedo led off the 5th with a single. Then Ramirez singled. White Sox had 2 on, nobody out. Bruce pitched out of that. And keep an eye on that ball. It was quite a ways foul, but had all that side spin on it. Ended up in the hands of first base coach Harold Baines. Got him. Fastball at 90 miles an hour. So a 2-run home run for Konerko, but Bruce comes back and retires Rios and Viciedo. Royals lead by 2. Last night with an impressive home run against Chris Sale. His team leading 25th of the year, adding to his new career high. The Royals hit 2 home runs last night. That was in our Sonic Slam inning. And our contestant tonight is Miranda Toll from Atchison, Kansas. As Eric Hosmer, Brian Pena, and Johnny Giavotella will come up in the bottom of the 6th inning.
How much cake did you win last night?
$1,100.
Sweet.
The Royals hit a home run this inning. Miranda wins $100 as the pot was cleared last night. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Miranda Toll wins $25,000 from Sonic and the Kansas City Royals. Tough night for Eric Hosmer against Jake Peavy. Peavy struck out 6, and twice he has gotten Hosmer. And now Hosmer gets Peavy deep to right field. Look out, bobbleheads. Eric Hosmer hits his 11th home run of the year.
Hey, we got another winner. Way to go, Miranda. All those bobbleheads will be bobbling now. His first 2 times up tonight on his night, he got punched out, and he punches in right here. Inside fastball, doesn't try to do too much, trusted his hands, didn't overstride, threw the hit, and took the ball for a drink.
Change up for a strike to Pena. There was a railing out in right field that Joel was telling us about in the first inning, where a number of fans had taken their Eric Hosmer bobbleheads out. There they are, and lined them up along the railing. But I think Eric cleared that particular railing.
I think he took the ball for a drink. Made it up in the fountain.
And that home run comes right after the White Sox scored 2 in the top half of the inning to cut the Royals lead from 4-0 to 4-2. And now the Royals leading again by 3. And Brian Pena goes down and golfs it into right field for his first hit. And the Royals have 9 hits in less than 6 innings against Jake Peavy.
All right, let's go back to Hosmer. Check it out here. Stop it right. Okay, let it go a little bit further. This foot right here is really important. The foot keeps his momentum back. Everything, perfect balance there. You see that? He's balanced. The foot stops him from his weight coming forward. Use your hands and throw the head of the bat. That's what he did. Bottle that up. Remember that. That feel, how good that felt. Next year, maybe he'll be the Billy Butler of the team, leading them in homers. He has the potential. He just hasn't been able to make his in-game adjustments that he's needed to be successful this year. I mean, to be the guy they expect him to be.
Yeah, I've heard it said before, you know, major league hitters make adjustments game to game, but the good ones make them at bat to at bat, and the elite hitters make adjustments pitch to pitch. So the adjustment period is shorter as you go up the scale as far as quality of hitter.
That's well said.
Giavotella lines to center field. So he's 0 for 3. That was his best swing of the night. Pena back to first. There is one out, and Robin Ventura, watching his starting pitcher get knocked around Kauffman Stadium, he says that's enough. So once again, Jake Peavy, the best he can hope for tonight against the Royals is a no decision. So a Chevy call to the bullpen. Right-hander Nate Jones is coming on to pitch for Chicago. here at Kauffman Stadium to hit, throw, and field with former Royals players. This was earlier today. Remember our broadcast auction for Royals charities? One of the items was a hitting lesson and taking batting practice with Eric Hosmers. That was before the game tonight, and Eric giving some pointers to that youngster who was the winner, and his whole family was here to watch it. So it's coming up on September 8th, 8 a.m. until noon. Again, on the field at Kauffman Stadium with former Royals players. It's $300. That'll get you all the swings you want, breakfast, T-shirts, and shorts. It's limited to just 45 participants, and you must be 25 or older. 816-504-4150. 816-504-4150 if you'd like to sign up.
That's a small investment to make a lifetime memory. Think that family out there will ever forget Eric Hosmer throwing BP to him?
Lorenzo Cain, right center field. That's down. Pena will stop at second base. 10 hits for the Royals tonight, and they're not even done with the 6th inning. Cain is 1 for 4. So once again, the Royals get to Jake Peavy. They really have his number, and Peavy's out after allowing 5 runs. He's still responsible for Pena.
Yeah, that's nice there. I mean, ball's on the outer half of the plate. He hit it off the end of the bat is the reason it fell in there. And now Rusty Kuntz is giving Lorenzo Cain some words of wisdom.
That's the first time in over 3 months that Jake Peavy has not pitched 6 innings. May 15th against the Tigers was the last time Peavy went fewer than 6. Off the plate, going to be a tough play. Jones, well, he's lucky he slipped. Now, why would I say that? Because I believe if he didn't slip, he was going to throw that ball, and who knows where it would have ended up. That's 3 infield hits for Alcides Escobar tonight.
Yeah, he's going good. Tops it, and the minute it hits off the plate, hitters know it. And you are telling yourself, I got me another hit. Now, you're right, Ryan. That's called a pocket ball. I would yell pocket ball lots of times, hitting balls like that, running down the line with speed. Put it in your pocket, dude. Don't hurt yourself. And you're smart to just put that in your pocket. So I'm glad he didn't slip and didn't hurt himself, but Ventura's seen enough of it.
So Jones faces 2, gives up a couple of singles, and this is lefty Donnie Veal in another Chevy call to the bullpen for the White Sox. A run here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Remember, if you're hitting the road, you can take the Royals with you. If you subscribe to MLB.tv, you'll see every Royals out of market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Royals.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. This is left-hander Donnie Veal. He's appearing in his 4th game this year and his first year back in the big leagues since 2009 when he was a Rule 5 pick, going from the Cubs to the Pirates. Pitched in 19 games that year, and then in the minor leagues in all of 2010 and 2011.
Okay, no lead is safe against the White Sox. The way they can hit homers. Gordon 1 for 5 with the bases loaded this year. Would really love any lousy single or anything to pad their lead a little bit more.
2 hits tonight, an RBI double in the first, a single and a run scored in the third. And that's a foul ball. 0-2 on Alex.
Okay, Alex is spinning off of those Veal curveballs. Now with 2 strikes, you'd like to see him spread out a little bit and just go to peppering a little bit. Just kind of make some solid contact. Don't have to hit a slam. There's only been 1 slam this year. It came off of Moose's bat back in Toronto.
And with a fastball, got him looking. 2 down.
Couple curveballs and a fastball that Gordon wasn't expecting.
And now Robin Ventura, he's going to empty the closet tonight. So this will be his 4th pitcher of the inning. Jake Peavy gave up the home run to Hosmer. Pena singled. Giavotella lined out. Jones faced 2. Kane and Escobar singled. Gordon strikes out against Donnie Veal. And now the new White Sox pitcher is former Royal Philip Umber. Teaming up to help you stop smoking. The state of Missouri Tobacco Quit line is at 1-800-QUIT-NOW. Well, Robin Ventura sends his 4th pitcher to the mound in this inning. Jake Peavy, Nate Jones, Donnie Veal, and now Philip Umber, who has an ERA of 5.8. Remember, back in May, he pitched a perfect game at Seattle. But it's been a tough go for him since then.
It has, and they put him in the bullpen, and they're hoping he can get the job done here. Billy Butler, 3 for 9 with the bases full of Royals this year. See if he can come through.
Throw down to first, and Escobar back in easily.
Umber's fastball 89-93. Slider, curve, and a change. Billy's looking for something out over the middle he can drive. Like always. But being the run producer he is, he really wants to come through here.
Walked by Flowers, 2-0. Remember, it's our Sonic Slam inning. And the bases are loaded for the Royals.
Man, look at that price.
Leading home run hitter. So a home run here from Billy would be worth $25,000 to Miranda Toll. Billy does not have a grand slam in his career. So with all that power, he hasn't gone deep with the bases loaded.
2-0. Is he going to come in there?
And he hits it on the ground to Ramirez. They will force out Escobar at second base. Royals leave the bases loaded, but they get a run on Eric Hosmer's home run on his bobblehead night. Into the fountains in right field to give the Royals a 3-run lead. Panera Bread, now with 24 KC Metro locations. Visit us online at PaneraKansas.com. And by AT U-verse, the new wireless receiver from AT U-verse. Visit att.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. Turned out to be a great night at the ballpark in more ways than one. The weather, first of all, the rain has cleared out. It's a nice cool night in Kansas City. And the Royals have a 5-2 lead going into the 7th inning. And they'll bring on Kelvin Herrera for a second straight night. Kelvin pitched a scoreless 8th last night. And with the Royals ahead by 2, he gave up base hits to the first 2 hitters that he faced, and then he struck out the side. And Greg Holland finished it with his 5th save.
60 punch outs, just 12 walks. That'll tell you. Powerful fastball.
Late swing, and Ramirez shoots it into the seats off to the first base side. Alexei Ramirez has a single, and he's flied out to center.
He was slightly tardy on that one.
Little tardy.
97 to 100 we'll see out of this flamethrower. Kelvin Herrera and an excellent changeup at about 88. And he's got a slider he'll throw. 3 very effective pitches. There's the slider, a little bit away. But the Royals are good. And they have the lead going into this inning, 7th inning, with as good arms they've got in their pen. As deep as starting pitching's been going in this month. Ned's been having a hard time finding work for some of those guys in the pen.
And Herrera picks up where Bruce Chen left off. Bruce gave up 2 runs in 6 innings. He's our AT&T U-verse reverse replay.
Yeah, I like Bruce's focus. You talked about it before the game a little bit about how, you know, he seems to focus against good lineups because he can't make any mistakes. Defense helped him out a lot in this game. He looked really sharp, though. He's hitting his corners. Just gave up 2 earned runs. Like I said, the defense and Bruce go hand in hand, and it's a good outing by Bruce.
Bruce was the Royals pitcher of the year last year, and at the awards banquet this year, right before he was introduced, the Royals video department put together this great highlight montage of some of the great defensive plays from last year, and there were many. Bruce, as he was accepting his award, Flowers singles to center field, 1 on 1 out. As Bruce was accepting his award, he was thanking the Royals and his teammates and his pitching coach and his catchers and the defense. And he said, by the way, all those highlights you just saw a few minutes ago, I was on the mound when all those happened.
He's a beauty.
Beckham is 0 for 2. That drops his average down to 226. Herrera 98 miles an hour for strike 1. Gordon Beckham has really tailed off as far as his batting average over the past few years. He was in the big leagues 1 year after being drafted in the first round out of the University of Georgia. Still a very solid glove man, and the batting average will continue to go down as the Royals turn a nice 1-6-3 double play. So Herrera, for a second straight night, has a scoreless inning. It's a nice big hop on the ground ball.
Get a clock on that throw to Escobar. That's about 90 miles an hour. Defense is a beautiful thing. Watch this now. Herrera took his time. That's good. Threw a strike, and I'll tell you what, Escobar unloaded. I mean, he threw that ball with every bit of his weight behind it. As he gets the ball, he throws off of that left foot, right foot, and then, but his momentum's leaning forward. Watch him. He gets his whole body into that on the leap as he's trying to avoid the sliding base runner. That is a beautiful thing. And they say it's a pitcher's best friend. That double play ball.
And the Royals have turned 129 double plays, second in the major leagues to the Minnesota Twins. So a 3-run lead to the bottom of the 7th. Mike Moustakas, Jeff Francoeur, Eric Hosmer against former Royal Philip Umber. Umber was drafted in the first round by the Mets. back in 2004. And then he was part of a big trade. The Mets and the Twins made a deal sending Johan Santana to New York, and that was a deal that worked out a lot better for the Mets than it did for the Twins. Nobody really panned out long term in Minnesota. Umber was one of the big names, one of the centerpiece prospects going to Minnesota. Pitched with the Royals in 2010, got his first major league win with KC that year, and then had his breakout season in the big leagues last year with Chicago. And then this year was part of Major League history. I said May, but it was April 21st when Philip Umber threw the 21st perfect game in Major League history at Seattle. Ramirez goes up and brings it down and takes a hit away from Moustakas.
So for that one perfect game, didn't matter what Umber does the rest of his career, he can tell his family and everybody, I was perfect.
And there have been 3 this year. Matt Cain threw a perfect game against the Houston Astros. And just a couple of days ago in Seattle, Felix Hernandez threw a perfect game against Tampa Bay.
And I believe that's a record set, 3 perfect games in one season. I read that somewhere.
Jeff Francoeur is 0 for 3. And he also includes a couple of tough luck outs on the ground to Beckham. 2 away in the 7th inning. So Francoeur is 0 for 4. Tonight's copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Corporation. Ryan Lefevre, Rex Hudler, Joe Goldberg at Kauffman Stadium. Our director tonight is Dean Andrick. Our producer, Steve Kurtenbach. Associate producers Al Broughton, Sam Abramson, and the producer of Royals Live is TJ McGinnis. Hosmer off of Youkilis, who won't unload a throw, and Hosmer, who homered in his last at bat, is on base with 2 outs in the 7th inning. That's an error on Youkilis, and it's a 4-error game for the Chicago White Sox.
Wow. Look at that. That ball floated up there. Hosmer did a nice job. It got in on him a little, but he hit it hard. He thought it was a line out. Youkilis tried to see the ball in his glove, but he clanked it.
Youkilis at one time held the major league record for consecutive errorless games at first base. He came up as a third baseman and then moved over to first. Red Sox made a trade with the Florida Marlins a number of years ago to get Mike Lowell. And so Youkilis moved over to first and became one of the elite first basemen. His record has since been surpassed by Casey Kochman.
That's a tough move to go from first to third. First base, you worry about carrying, just catching that ball over there. Third, you got to make the long throw, and those 4 errors, I don't think they've seen a 4-error game this year.
1-1 on Brian Pena. That was Youkilis' 9th error of the year. He won a Gold Glove at first. Youkilis did. That was in 2007. And he made no errors at first base that year. His consecutive errorless game was 238 at first, and that ended in 2008. Brian Pena lost a home run as he hit it into the rain and into a crosswind in the 2nd inning. Ball was caught on the warning track in center field. He's singled to right in the 6th, 1 for 3. 2 balls, 2 strikes from Umber. Brian in there tonight as he has become the unofficial personal catcher to Bruce Chen. So this is the game that Salvador Perez will get a day off, and as well as Perez has played behind the plate and at the plate. Ned Yost said before the game if he's not careful, he would never give Perez a day off because of how good he is behind the plate, but he needs to, especially with the surgically repaired knee. Hosmer runs as Pena fouled it off of his foot, and we'll stay at 3-2. Foul back to our left into the general manager's booth. There's J.J. Piccolo. So Hosmer's getting a workout. Again, he takes off, and Brian Pena strikes out. White Sox commit another error. It doesn't turn into a run. And now at the end of 7, it's the Royals 5 and the White Sox 2.
As the Royals lead the White Sox, Joel Goldberg at Kauffman Stadium. Panera takes us around the league. Texas won better than Toronto. They get a spot start from Roy Oswalt in that one. John Lester, shaky year, but gets the win 4-1. Adrian Gonzalez with the home run. Baltimore behind 7 shutout innings from Zach Britton on top of Detroit right now. Tigers trying to close within a half game of the White Sox, but failing to do so. Tampa and L.A. coming up. Cleveland and Oakland just underway. Minnesota and Seattle, same for them, up in the Pacific Northwest. Ryan?
All right, thank you for that, Joel. Here's Tim Collins for the top of the 8th inning. On for the 54th time. Those 80 strikeouts leads all American League relievers. And, of course, it is a Royals record in a single season for a left-handed reliever.
Yep. They're all strikeout guys from the 7th inning on. And really, this bullpen is the envy of the league, not just of the Central. A lot of managers like to have what Ned Yost has in the back end of his pen. Big curve, straight changeup and a good mid-90s fastball.
Facing Dwayne Wise, 1 ball, 1 strike. Collins' name comes up every now and then as a potential starter candidate next year because of those 3 pitches. I mean, most of the time you get a reliever with good stuff, it's because he only has 2 pitches. But Tim Collins, Aaron Crow, Kelvin Herrera, those are guys pitching out of the bullpen that pitch with a starters like arsenal. 2-2.
Well, it's a nice option to have. Do you have a left-handed reliever that could fill Collins' spot? That would be the question.
Not with that kind of pitching arsenal, that's for sure.
No, I don't think so.
First strikeout for the bullpen.
Gets it on some high cheddar right there. A little bit of fastball up in the zone. That's intended. Looks good to the hitter. Can't catch it.
Kevin Youkilis still 1 hit shy of 1,000 in his career. 0 for 3 tonight, 0 for 6 in the series. 2 out of 26 against the Royals this year.
I'm going to keep it that way for this at bat and one more day.
One ball, 1 strike. Let's bring in Royals Hall of Famer Jeff Montgomery. And Monty, we don't know if any of these guys will end up in the rotation next year, but if you had to pick a candidate, who would you go with?
Well, they all have great stuff like you guys have been talking about, and they all have the arsenal required to be a starting pitcher, but they're doing such a great job out of the bullpen. If you had to really name one, I think Aaron Crow, having starting experience, he would be the guy that I would likely give the first opportunity to.
And he's warming up.
I would be concerned with regards to durability with a Tim Collins. Doesn't have a big starter type body. Kelvin Herrera, he's started before. He's had some arm problems. So I think Aaron Crow would be the likely candidate.
Okay. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Youkilis.
Well, that's straight changeup. You know, that's the equalizer. Because he'll throw it to righties or lefties. It's straight change, so he's not worried about it coming back into a left-handed bat.
And because of those pitches, he is more than just a left-handed specialist.
He is equally as effective against righties and lefties.
3-2 on Youkilis. What have you seen differently, if anything, from him this year, Monty, as opposed to last year?
I see a guy that takes charge. He really attacks the strike zone. Last year we had some issues with regards to his command. Not that he walked a lot of guys, but he was behind a lot of batters. He was able to work out a lot of those situations. But this year he's really just on the attack. He's come in and done a really nice job of getting ahead of hitters.
Monty, I like what Dave Island's done with him. We showed some shots of him last year, and his shoulder and his leg kick were really high, and he said, Tim Collins said it put a lot of pressure on his hip and he couldn't go very far. So Dave Island got him to level his shoulders out a little bit and simplify his delivery.
I think 2 things are a benefit from that. One's the command and 2's going to be durability.
And there's base hit number 1,000 for Kevin Youkilis, and it comes with 1 out and nobody on in the 8th inning.
White Sox are calling for the ball.
Tim Collins, he could tell that they wanted to take the ball out of the game. He just didn't know why, so he did the right thing. He threw it over to the Royals ball boy. There's the MLB authenticator, and there's one at every major league game, so it ends up in the right hands. But the White Sox were hoping he'd throw it over to their dugout.
Collins didn't know. He says, I don't care either. Guy gets a hit off of me. That's inside fastball. He pulled his hands in. Congratulations, Uke.
Fouled away by Adam Dunn, who's 1 for 2 with a run scored. So he's hearing, hey, throw me the ball.
Collins doesn't want it anyway. He says, take that. And the ball boy, there was another ball boy there with a bunch of balls in his hands, and he wasn't sure what to do. Look, now, don't confuse those baseballs. That's one special ball. Got to have it.
Skips away from Pena, but Youkilis will hold it first. 1-1 on Dunn.
Guys, that reminds me of a funny story. Charlie Liebrecht, former Royals pitcher, when he was with the Texas Rangers, got his 1,000th strikeout. And there was a runner on base, and they threw the ball back. The catcher threw the bucket, and Charlie throws the ball out of the game, just like we just saw Tim Collins do with that ball. However, he forgot to call timeout. As a result, the base runner was allowed to advance.
I think you were probably there, Monty. In fact, I know you were there, but I remember Jose Rosado when he got his first major league win. If I recall, he was coming off the field and he didn't realize it was his last inning, and he had the ball in his hand and he underhanded the ball in the stands and then realized that that was the final out of his first major league win, something like that. And then there was a mad scramble in the stands to go and find that baseball.
And I believe that was in New York, maybe close to his hometown, or where he had a lot of relatives.
Let me look that up. Dunn. High and deep into left center field. That is career home run number 400 for Adam Dunn. They're going to have to fish it out of the fountains. He wants to get it on his mantle. So 2 milestone hits back to back for the White Sox. Kevin Youkilis is 1,000th hit. Adam Dunn is 400th home run. And it is a 1-run game in the 8th.
Collins thought he could sneak a piece of cheese by a big hungry rat. Ain't gonna happen. He's looking for something elevated up. Got power to all fields. He could hit a home run in Yellowstone National Park. Opposite field homer. That ball got wet.
So Paul Konerko, Alex Rios, Diane Viciedo, some right-hand power hitters coming up, and Ned Yost calls on Aaron Crow. A pair of teammates hit the 400th home runs of their careers in the same season. That was Paul Konerko back in April at Oakland, and just moments ago Adam Dunn here at Kauffman Stadium, his 400th home run, and a big milestone for him and a big hit in this game, turning a 5-2 game into a 5-4 game. Paul Konerko, the year that he hit his 300th home run, that was back in 2009. It was back-to-back with Jermaine Dye, the former Royal. And they both hit their 300th career home runs back to back.
Wow.
How about that? So who will he be teammates with when he hits his 500th career home run? Second strikeout for the Royals bullpen. 2 down in the 8th inning. Good start for Aaron Crow.
All sliders. Great depth. That's his best pitch. He comes in out of the pen, and he's got that slider working. He'll throw it every pitch. Max effort. Doesn't have to hold anything back. He's not a starter. He comes in like a dragster down the drag strip, giving it all he's got. Pedal to the metal. He's got a good fastball. He'll rush up there mid-90s.
Now 1-1 on Rios. One ball, 2 strikes on Alex Rios. Two and 2 on Rios. Tim Collins started his inning with a strikeout against Wise. Buchalist singled, Dunn homered. And now Crow trying to finish off the White Sox in the inning, and he does it with a strikeout. Winner. White Sox get 2 in the 8th. On Adam Dunn's 400th home run of his career.
Congratulations. No lead is safe.
Jumping into public fountains are pretty strict, and anyone entering the fountains will be arrested and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, even if you're going after a milestone home run. Look at this guy. Over, splash, head first into the fountains, gone.
No souvenir.
Nope. Wet shorts, wet tennis shoes, wet jersey. I did not see a baseball in his hand. He will be arraigned early tomorrow morning. Oh, boy.
Made a splash, though.
Well, that I tell you, I bet that hurt. I mean, because you know there's some motors down in there, some machinery that makes the fountains work. I mean, that's just not a cute little pool to dive into. Giavotella grounds out. He's 1 for 4 tonight. So who knows what you land on, and I bet the water isn't very deep.
Well,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might hurt you a little.
That's like those spikes when you pull into a parking garage.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't think it's worth going in for.
Brett Myers to Lorenzo Cain and throws a strike. Lorenzo's 1 for 4. Royals at one point tonight had a 4-0 lead. White Sox got 2 in the 6th. The Royals came right back with a run in the bottom of the 6th to make it 5-2. And then Adam Dunn with the home run, which led to the fan jumping into the fountains to make it 5-4. Myers, the former Astros closer, was traded to the White Sox this year, trying to keep the Royals at 5. The White Sox in the 9th have Diane Viciedo, Alexei Ramirez, and Tyler Flowers scheduled to hit. 2 big hops out to Ramirez. He throws from the grass and just in time to get Cain, who is 1 for 5. And now Alcides Escobar, who has 3 hits tonight, all infield hits. 3 infield hits in the same game. Does one of those names surprise you among the 3?
Albert. What the heck?
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Last time a hitter's had 4 in one game, Roberto Alomar. 9 years ago.
So go ahead and bunt. Alcides doesn't know all of these numbers that we're throwing up here, though. He doesn't know that he hadn't had. I bet he's probably not even thinking. He just wants to get another base hit.
And even if he did, I mean, it wouldn't be selfish. Royals have a 1-run lead. You got the middle of the order coming up. Get on base.
That's part of his attack. It's his game.
Two balls, 1 strike. You'll remember a game in Houston. I wasn't there, but the Astros had a big lead over the Royals in the 9th inning, and Brett Myers came in to so-called get some work. And closers are typically vulnerable in non-save situations. And the Royals took Myers right to the edge, and Royals were down by 5 or 6 runs, maybe even more in the 9th inning, but had the tying run on base when Myers finally got the final. The Astros got the final out.
Not exactly accurate, but I'm going to say it was somewhere in the mid-40s. The pitch count on that inning. I'm going to say 46, 48 pitches that they expended from him. But Escobar's got him a good hitter's count here. Myers will give him something to hit.
Thank you for that foul ball, Alcides. As we look at the box score, it was a 9-2 Astros lead. The Royals scored 5 in the 9th. Myers gave up 5 runs in 2/3 of an inning. And it was a 40-pitch inning. Good memory, Hood.
40 pitch.
And that ground ball eats up Youkilis. How will they score it?
Got to give him a hit on that.
It is a base hit. So there you go. The first time in 9 years the hitter has 4 infield base hits in one game.
Way to go, Esky. Youkilis made that happen. That's, you can't assume a guy's going to make this play. Wet turf, everything down the line. It's a tough shot. So that's a good call by the official scorer. But I was thinking that was going to be a double all the way. And Youkilis turned Escobar into a winner. It may not be a hot watch winner, but it's the first time in how many years?
9 years.
The guy's got 4 infield hits in one game.
Roberto Alomar in 2003. And 2 of those infield hits tonight in the direction of Youkilis. 0-1 to Alex Gordon. Alex has a 2-hit game, an RBI double in the first. He singled and scored in the third. Up the middle, base hit. That'll send Escobar to third. So Alex has 3 hits, and that means that Billy Butler comes up with the Royals ahead by 1 in the 8th inning with 2 on base.
Okay, it was a breaking ball. Stayed up enough for Alex to make some good contact right by Beckham. Nobody up in their pen, but Ventura wants to come out and have a chat.
He probably wants to talk about the pros and cons of pitching to Billy Butler.
I would imagine.
He may have begun the conversation by saying, well, do you think Butler has proven his point tonight? Here's what he's done so far. Got drilled by Jake Peavy in his first at bat, and then got Peavy back with an RBI and a base hit in the 3rd inning, and the same thing in the 5th.
Well, you know, it's possible that Ventura talked about a potential double steal by the Royals with Gordon and Escobar over there on the corners. I mean, we haven't seen that many times this year, and I don't necessarily wouldn't do it with your best hitter up, but Ventura might have mentioned that to him.
Down and in, ball 1.
Most pitchers, I'm sure, especially a guy like Brett Myers, who's a real competitor, probably said, I'm going after him. I'm going to get him out.
Two balls, no strikes. White Sox just got a 2-run home run in the top of the 8th from Adam Dunn that turned a 5-2 game into a 5-4 game. Billy homered last night, his 25th of the year, and that was his 3rd home run in his last 4 games against Chicago. Base hit left field. A 3 RBI night for Billy Butler, and the Royals lead 6-4 in the 8th.
Yep, I had the feeling that Myers thought he could get him out, and Billy said, you know what, if he tries to come in there, I'm going to pound him. Big 2-out ribby right over the middle of the plate. Clutch knock.
And all this started with 2 outs and nobody on. The ground ball to third. A tough play for Youkilis, but it was off of his glove for a hit. Alex with a ground ball base hit into center, and Billy Butler with an RBI. And now 2 on, and ball 1 for Mike Moustakas. He drove in a run back in the 3rd.
And Escobar has scored 3 of those 6 runs.
One and one on Moustakas. It is the 10th time this year that Billy Butler has had 3 or more RBIs in a game. Mike Moustakas. There's your Moose call. A 3-run home run in the 8th, and the Royals lead by 5.
And you could put it on the board. Yes. Way to go, Moose. There's a fastball to his liking, and he barreled it. Short, compact, right to the point. Nineteenth big fly.
Jeff Francoeur 0 for 4. 1 ball, 1 strike. Couple of bad luck outs mixed in there tonight for Francoeur. And the Royals, every time the White Sox get back into the game, the Royals answer. Royals had an early 4-0 lead. White Sox got a couple of runs. The Royals answered. White Sox got a couple more runs in the 8th. And the Royals double up the Sox effort here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So there you have it. 4-0.
What a 2-out rally.
Wise makes the play in center field. The Royals get a 4-run 8th. All runs coming with 2 outs. Billy Butler drives in his 3rd. Mike Moustakas has a 4 RBI game, 3 on this swing. Royals by 5 to the 9th.
Stadium, Joel Goldberg, Jeff Montgomery getting ready for Boulevard Royals Live for the 7th straight time. Jake Peavy will go without a win against the Royals. Bruce Chen giving the Royals another quality start. We'll talk about all of that. Billy Butler's night, Alcides Escobar's night of infield hits, and much more coming up on Boulevard Royals Live, including a preview of Jose Quintana and can Jeremy Guthrie do it again like he was so good in Chicago a little over a week ago. Preview of that coming up in a little bit, guys.
Yeah, that was 8 scoreless innings for Jeremy Guthrie against the White Sox. Well, Greg Holland was ready for the 9th inning, but when the Royals scored 4, it is no longer a save situation. So Lewis Coleman will get the 9th with Diane Viciedo, Alexei Ramirez, and Tyler Flowers scheduled to hit. Coleman throws ball 1 to Viciedo, who is 1 for 3, and Viciedo has a 9-game hitting streak.
Go right after him. Fastballs on the corners, sweeping slider away from righties into lefties.
Two and 1. 6 innings from Bruce Chen. He gave up 2 runs. Kelvin Herrera It's a scoreless seventh. The White Sox scored 2 in a third of an inning against Tim Collins. Aaron Crow, 2/3 scoreless. And now Coleman. Hit well to center field, but Lorenzo Cain is there. One down in the ninth. As promised earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite.
All right, look at Moose. He can laugh now. He's had some kind of a day. Gets an RBI single, gets his uniform extremely dirty here, and then he ends it, what they hope, with a 3-run bomb. 19th of the year for him. Have a night. 2 more outs, make it even better.
And now 1-1 against Alexei Ramirez. And again, Mike Moustakas was supposed to get last night and tonight off, but he played a big role in the Royals' 2-run 7th inning last night in a much closer game, a 4-2 Royals win, and a big role tonight. 1-2 on Ramirez. He is 1 for 3. Still 1-2. And Coleman gets a strikeout. Well, the Royals have really been piling up the strikeouts during this homestand. Of course, the A's, they lead the American League in strikeouts. And Royals still getting big strikeout numbers against the White Sox. They had 10 last night. And they have 9 more tonight.
They got great arms in the pen. Bruce did a nice job going 6 innings tonight.
Tyler Flowers is 1 for 3. One and 2. Hey, Royals fans, you'll get a chance to meet Royals closer Greg Holland. He'll be signing autographs at the Taco Bell location in Blue Springs on Friday, August 31st from noon until 1 p.m. On the ground to Moustakas. In and out of his glove. In time, and the Royals have taken the first 2 from the Chicago White Sox.